Boom. What's up, guys? Monday, June the 7th, 2021. What's going on? I hope you guys are doing well. The Daily Crow is live. We're back. Normal routine. Back in the studio. Appreciate you all tuning in. Got a lot to get to here on a Monday. Taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. I will go ahead and off the jump apologize as my voice is still recovering from hanging out with the Rowdy Roosters over the weekend. So appreciate you guys being cool with that and everything. Of course, like I said, the Rowdy Roosters, they don't play, man. So we had a great weekend. Obviously, want to talk about it. 843-790-3377. Again, that's 843-790-3377. A lot to get into here on a Monday. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. I am seeing... I'm going to get Skyland to call back. We got to do the ad read first. I'm seeing Todd Smith, Brennan M., Sean O'Brien, Travie, Austin Kane, Heath, Brian Dean, Elizabeth Ballard. What's going on? Before we get going, guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides, and they both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. Now, guys, both these guys left to start their own law firm because they understand that you are not just a line item. You're not just a number. You're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. Guys, they're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. They're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not like a number. Like I mentioned, guys, they handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Do not try to take on the insurance company yourself, guys. Again, you've been in a work accident, whatever accident it may be. The last thing you need to have on your mind is trying to take on the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them handle it for you, guys. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide, guys. They offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. So, again, you got nothing to lose. Call them today. They're in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, your one-stop shop, guys, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, that's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, guys, let's get into it. 843-790-3377. Skyland, if you want to call back in, my apologies, my guy. I just want to get that ad read knocked out. But please do call back in. The phone lines are open. 843-790-3377. Again, that's 843-790-3377. Todd Smith says, what's up, Chris? Tough weekend. Let's move on. No bad-mouthing our team. We just came up short. Now let's get to football. Well, Todd, I think social media is probably a place you don't want to go then if you're saying no bad-mouthing the team. I mean, listen, I agree with you. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. You can be critical. There are things to be critical about. There are issues. There are deficiencies that need to be fixed with this ball club. But, yeah, so that's why we're here, right, to conversate, talk about. Brennan M. says, a great weekend at Founders. Sad for our guys to not question their gut. They battled all weekend. Yeah, Brennan, it was great hanging with you and meeting up with you this weekend as well. Hey, appreciate everybody that came to the tailgate. We had a blast on Saturday, and that is putting it lightly. You guys will see in the vlog this week. It was an incredible time. There's absolutely no question about that. Let's see here. Sean O'Brien, what's up? Travie, he said, what's up, Chris and Gamecock Nation? Good baseball season, not great. But now on to football. Indeed. Hey, we've already been starting this thing. We've already been breaking it down. We've already been breaking it down with the opponent preview series, and we continue with that, by the way, guys, tomorrow. I'll get into the content schedule a little bit more here in just a second because there are going to be some updates and changes starting next week. But, in regards to this week, 5 shows this week, Daily Crow rolling all week, so nothing to fear. We're on the normal schedule this week. Austin Kane, what's up? Heath Hagler says, nothing but positive momentum moving forward. Our guys got back to the playoffs and gave themselves a chance. That's all we can ask of them. Just need to add a few pieces to the puzzle. Spurs up. Yeah, I don't think we're that far off, Heath. I don't think we're that far off at all. I think this is a team, you add a couple of elite hitters, I think we're an Omaha club. I mean, really, we're that close. So we've got the pitching. There's no question. Just got to add a couple more big-time bats. And, how do you do that? You recruit. That's what they're doing. That's what they get paid to do is recruit guys. So Brian Dean says, Gamecocks for life. Sad to see baseball gone, but hell of a good year. Clemson can't say that. Those of you who want Holbrook back need your head examined. He is terrible. College of Charleston was terrible. I've got opinions on that last thing you just said, but yeah, I appreciate the comment, Brian. Elizabeth Ballard, what's going on? Chris Bennett, what's up? Let's see. Thomas Walker said, sucks the way it had to end, but like I've said, 2 or 3 runs ain't going to get it done in the games that matter in the SEC or regional play. 100% agree, man. And in the postseason, it's those little things that matter the most, and those little things that are they turn into the big things, right? The little things are at a premium, and your pitching staff did all they could. You hold your teams, or you only allow 8 runs in 3 games. They more than did their job. You got to swing it. At some point, you got to swing the bats. And the Gamecocks had issues and deficiencies and inconsistencies all year long. And in the postseason, like I said, you just can't skate by with those things. They're going to get exposed. You're going to get exposed in some capacity. And unfortunately, South going to did this weekend. So only way to put it. Let's say Leland. Leland says, hell of a season with the boys. The only good thing about losing is it leaves a bad taste in their mouth to come back and dominate next season. Brian Dean says, full speed ahead. Beamer ball. Courtney, what's up? Stacy Chrisley, enjoy the baseball season. Go Gamecocks. Yeah, indeed. Rhett Godbold, should Kingston fire his hitting coach? His hitting coach is Skylar Mead. I don't know. Are there changes made? I have no idea. But Mark Kingston, I think, has got as much say in the hitting side of things as a guy like Stuart Lake does. I mean, it's his lineup, right? So, I mean, I will be very intrigued. And again, Thursday, guys, we will have a full season in review, season recap, award show on Thursday for Gamecocks baseball, because I really wanted to take some time, take a couple of days to really look back at the season and reflect on it, what went well, what didn't go well, what has to be fixed going into next season. So that will be Thursday's show. But something, of course, has got to change. Something's got to improve when it comes to hitting. There's no question. Anthony Dillard says that. Hitting has to improve. No doubt. I mean, it's not rocket science. We all know what the issue is with this team. So Tom McClellan had to figure out how to hit the ball better. Do we fire the hitting coach or something else? Again, I think it's really just more simple getting big hitters on – getting quality hitters on campus. I mean, that's no knock on the guys you had in your lineup this year, but you just need better hitters overall. I don't think the approaches were terrible or anything. It just – you can't miss fastballs. You can't strike out so much. You got to be a tougher out than we saw at a lot of times this season. You just flat out have to be. Justin says, what's up, TSUS gang? We got something positive going into next year. Austin Kane, who's leaving this year? Well, a lot of that's going to depend. Let me do something really quickly, guys. Let me take – okay. Covering up our Dason Shalabi logo. I didn't want to do that. God, we got – all the comments today. We've got a ton of comments. I feel like I'm behind right now. We had 30 new comments. Let me catch up. Who's leaving this year? Austin's going to depend a lot on the draft. Not sure, but I think you definitely lose, obviously, George Khalil. I think Brady Allen's gone. Wes Clark is gone. Andrew Eister's gone. Brandon Jordan. Thomas Farr. So it's going to be a different look team, especially your lineup. Your lineup's going to look a lot different next year, no question. Savannah Webster, any other big upsets this weekend beside us and TCU? Well, Arkansas got beat last night. They've got a winner-take-all game tonight against Nebraska. Ole Miss has got a winner-take-all game against Southern Miss. I mean, what about Florida, Savannah? You're literally down there. Florida got their asses kicked. I'd say that was a huge upset, and especially the way it happened. Virgil says season's over, so not the time for you to pitch to West. Seems I remember that. Yeah, I'm going to give those guys, some time to process things into the season. Obviously it's, still extremely fresh. But no, yeah, as long as he's around, and I think that's definitely something we're going to try to make happen. So, yeah, I would probably say sometime over the summer. I mean, I don't know when it'll be. I literally actually talked to those guys last night, and obviously we want to get them on the show and make content with them. But again, everything's so fresh right now. Let them take some time to decompress and figure out their futures, and the draft's coming up in a couple weeks, and let them handle things that are more important than us making a YouTube video or something. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate those guys, man. It was a blast to watch them all season long in their entire careers. So it really was. Really, really was. Frank says, hey, Chris, thanks for your baseball coverage this year. You got me back into it after a multi-year layoff. Watched all the games and ready for football. Cheers. Cheers, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a blast covering it, honestly. I had a blast covering it, man. I love it. I love it. No other way to put it. I love it. Love it. So, Elizabeth Bauer, yeah, Danny Lloyd had a great weekend. Danny was incredible. He was unhittable. Rodney says, "What's up, Chris? My pick's still playing ball. Virginia. I picked them because I knew the Gamecocks would struggle with hitting." Here's a funny question for you guys. I'll pose this question. You guys can comment your answers. So I bought the booklet. So I have a ticket to the game tonight, Old Dominion, Virginia. Should I go to the game? On one hand, I'm like, well, this is going to be my last chance to watch baseball at Founders Park until like September or October, maybe, you know, when inter squads come back. But on the other hand, I'm like, do I really want to go sit there at Founders Park and watch some other team celebrate on our field? So, but I do have a ticket. I do have a ticket. Here he is. Here's Adam Ritter. Here we go. Phil Harris, daily weather report from New Hampshire. Partly cloudy and 91 degrees. Phil, I'm sure you're hating life today. 91 degrees in New Hampshire. Ritter, my issue isn't we keep playing George. He can't hit it all. Try someone else. Ritter, George Khalil's gone. Just let it go. Let it go. George is over. He's done. His career at South Carolina is over. Just let it go. Let it go, Ritter. Let it go. Let it go. So, who leaves the team for the draft? Ritter, I think Brady Allen, Wes Clark, Eister's gone. Farr, Jordan, you know, out of the pitchers, I don't know. Does a guy like Peters, does he go? Does Danny Lloyd, I guess he'll probably go. So, I mean, you know, we'll see. But, you know, there's going to be a good number of guys that I think get picked up. So, Christopher Miller says, geez, we got a lot of comments today. I mean, I love it. I love it. We got a lot of comments today here on a Monday. A lot of comments. Dude, I'll just say this really quickly. If this is a Monday after baseball, imagine Mondays after football. The comments, the Monday therapy is going to be a real thing, which is why we're going to go to 2-hour shows in football season. I'm trying to like literally catch up with the comments. I feel like I'm missing some of them. As long as there's no best bunter award. Adam Ritter says, honestly, Allen, Eister, and Clark should stay. Anyways, Justin says, now we'll see the difference between the old football standards and the tradition, the standards that become baseball. We might not change a staff member. We'll make adjustments to produce. Well, yeah, you have to. You have to, for sure, man. I mean, it's like Mark Kingston said. You know, we had a good year, but we didn't have a great year. Not even close. So we all know the expectations. We all know the standards. We all know the goals. We want to get to Omaha. Bottom line. So we get that. You understand that. Tom McClellan, that's another thing. Do we even practice bunting? I can't remember when we were able to execute a bunt successfully. I want to make this point. You guys, every team in the country sucks at bunting. We're not the only ones. Baseball players don't bunt anymore. So I agree that we should practice bunting more or just don't bunt anymore. So Sean O'Brien, excited to see what Kingston's team will bring next year. The comparison some make between him and Muschamp is dumb and an insult, just my opinion. I mean, I agree. Sean, I agree with you. I agree. I think it's foolish. It's ridiculous. It's just the guy's been here 4 years, 3 full seasons, and has made the postseason in 2 of those 3 years. One of them being a super, and the other he hosted a regional. How it happened, hosted a regional. I mean, people thinking that solving issues, somehow firing Kingston would be solving an issue, they're lunatics. I mean, they're literally lunatics. They're crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy, man. They're crazy. James Kendall just got in. Are we keeping the Slapdick Award going forward, or is it on needed basis? Of course. I mean, is the Slapdick Award going to go into football season? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. There's some things I think are just baseball. You know what I mean? And there's some things I think will be football. You know, I mean, we can keep that award in some capacity. I don't know that it'll be called the Slapdick of the weekend, though. I'm not sure I can say it will be. Courtney Washington says, shout out to Mark Calvey, Coach Calvey, whooping up on Florida. Adam Ritter, I think next year will be bad. What commit back? Who should I get excited for? Then Ritter, just don't watch, man. Just don't watch. It's fine. It's fine. Don't watch. If you're that worried, don't watch. Brian Dean, what will it take for the SEC East to be dominant over the SEC West? Recruiting and Nick Saban probably retiring, to be totally honest with you. Hold on, what? Oh, okay. Go to the game base. Okay, I like that's how far I feel like I am behind on the questions. Go to the game. Brandon Wagner, you got me back in the Gamecock baseball this year. I haven't really watched a full season since Ray Tanner. Great coverage, unfortunate results, Brandon. I appreciate it sincerely. Appreciate the love, man. Thank you. Ritter, I'll make the USC team go and watch them in punishment. I just some of the comments you make, Ritter, are just mind blowing to me. Savannah Webster, I was able to have some good combos Saturday from watching your coverage. By the way, we were all interested in the happy hour. I'll let you know, Savannah, for sure. But I'm definitely from the 2nd to the 6th. I'm going to be in Tampa, St. Pete, whatever. So I will be down there. There's no question. I've already got the plane ticket booked and everything. Dang, let me just scroll all the way down. Here we go. Cordy Washington, I think we're going to have a good baseball team next season. I'd expect that as well. I mean, obviously, we all know the expectations. There needs to be improvements offensively, but I think we'll have a good team. I mean, we have pitching to build around, and we're just a couple batters away, man. I think we're just a couple of good sticks away from being a really, really, really good ball club. So, let's see. Dusty Road says not to handpick one person, but man, Eister's bat let us down in the stretch. I mean, there were a couple of guys, the guys at the top of that lineup, they didn't have a great weekend. Bottom line, it hurt. It definitely hurt. Said Khalil was playing with a broken rib. Yeah, I definitely heard he was battling injury. Brandon Wagner, realistically, Allen and Clark should not stay. I mean, no, they shouldn't because they're going to get paid money to go play baseball. I mean, so. Josh Reichley, Chris, man, you got my attention from the first TSUS show, and I've been there and here on TDC ever since. Keep it the great stuff. Appreciate it, Josh. Thank you. Seriously. I truly do appreciate it. Dylan, get over baseball, move on to football. This team wasn't going far at all, not hitting the ball. Why drag it out? Well, Dylan, the game just happened yesterday, okay? We don't want to talk about it. It happened yesterday, Dylan. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It happened yesterday, Dylan. Happened yesterday. So, sorry, I'm not going to just act like today, baseball's over, we're just done. I mean, I'm going to be talking baseball this week. Thursday, like I said, we're going to do a full season recap review award show. So we're not just going to brush under the rug. And, I mean, what football you want to talk right now, man? We can talk football. I'm just saying, like, if you're expecting me to act like this didn't happen because we lost yesterday, the game happened yesterday, Dylan. Happened yesterday. So, I mean, just relax. Justin Martin, Chris, Mark Kingston, is he the next Will Muschamp? No, I don't think so, Justin. No, I don't. I'm just going to tell you, if you're a fire Mark Kingston guy, I'm really not the guy for you right now. And listen, I was talking to my buddy about this morning. I love Carolina baseball. Love it. Love it more than Mark Kingston. Love it more than any player on the roster right now. Bottom line, right? As a fan, you should. That's how it goes. If I thought Mark Kingston was dog shit and he was driving the program in the ground, I would say something, guys. I would say something. I think people know at this point. I'm not afraid to call somebody out, like if they need to be. If Mark Kingston stinks, I'll say not just sunshine pumping, positive to be positive. So, Brian Dean says, I'm like Chris, don't come in here and bash the Gamecocks. We lift up, not tear down. Brian, I'm not even saying that. If you want to be critical, if you want to be, hey, I'm all for it. I like the banter. I appreciate the banter. I'm all about it. Hey, and I tell everybody that. Hey, you come play for Carolina and you suck. I'm going to say you suck. Call it for what it is. Don't sugarcoat it. But, I mean, listen, yeah, there are a lot of issues that have to be fixed with this team. We all know what it is. We all watched every single game this year. But I'll be honest with you, yesterday, and I still kind of feel that way today, I'm just tired. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really have the energy to kick, scream, fuss. The season's over, man. Like, the season's over. The season is over. Like, good God. Just like the beating up, trying to beat up on George Khalil, like Ritter. Ritter, the season's over. George Khalil's career at South Carolina is done. Just give it a rest. Just give it a freaking rest. Jesus Christ. Find something else to complain about. For the love of God, at least complain about a guy who's coming back next year. I mean, good Lord. People act like we were like Clemson and didn't make the postseason. I mean, Jesus Christ. Ryan Hemming says, sitting between a Georgia and Tennessee fan at work today. How's your Monday going? Cruel and unusual punishment. Savannah Webster, how's baseball recruiting looking? it's looking as good as it does every year. We're constantly top 5, top 10. Brandon Owens, isn't Bosnick draft eligible? Do you think we lose him too? I don't. Again, there's a lot of guys the futures have to be determined. I don't really know. I don't think we lose Bosnick, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I have no concerns about baseball recruiting. We're recruiting some good hitters. From what I've seen, we're recruiting a lot of hitters. So next year will be telling, right? It'll be fully Kingston's lineup with his guys that he went and got on the recruiting trail. I think we'll be fine. I think we're recruiting good hitters. I mean, I think that's the solution. I don't think firing the hitting coach or firing Kingston. We just need to go get – you've already seen what they've done on the pitching side of things. Give Mark Kingston the credit, man. He recruited those guys. He recruited Will Sanders. He recruited Jack Mahoney. He recruited Jackson Phipps. Some of these really talented young guys. Now you need to see that insert itself into your lineup next year. A lot of these freshmen are going to have to play. A guy like Alex Boychuk's got to return from injury and be a dude for you. So – there are guys coming in. But next year, there'll be a lot of pressure. You got to hit. Bottom line, you got to hit. You got to get better. Can't hit 13th in the conference. That's just not good enough. Let's see. A lot of questions today, or a lot of comments, I should say. Brack, when Carolina lost, it literally makes doom and gloom Ritter happy. Sometimes I honestly, I think you might be right. Hold on. What is this comment? Todd Smith says, Chris, I believe you deserve TFUS MVP of the year. What? Hold on. What is? Did you mean to say TSUS? Tom McClellan, how high does West get drafted? I genuinely have no idea. I'm honestly, I think he's a top 10 round pick. Jeff Cannon, Will Sanders stuff is electric. He's going to be awesome for us in the future. Yeah, I think he's your Friday night guy next year. So. Savannah Webster, 34-23 was the final record. Travi, I believe our layoff didn't really help our hitters. Like you said, when we were slumping, the more you get up there in the batter's box in game time situations, the better. We'll be fine moving forward. Enjoy the content. Travi, I appreciate it. And, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, we knew what the issue was. You had to swing it to win this regional, and you just simply didn't swing it enough. I mean, that's it. Bottom line. That's it. That's it. Brian Dean says, is Ritter a Clemson fan? No, I don't think Ritter. I mean, like I said, guys, I critique, criticize, all but I feel like some people are just being negative to be negative. We all understand the issue. We all get it. We all get what the issue was. So, Justin Martin, what are your thoughts on Coach K retiring? I mean, he's been coaching forever, so I'm not totally shocked. Not totally shocked. Brack, also shit luck. I'm sorry, but luck wasn't on our side. I mean, yeah, when that moment in the seventh inning happens, when you hit a liner right back at the guy, and I mean that's just the baseball god saying it's not your day, it's not your weekend. So, there were things that happened from some of the calls that were made to, you had to win that Saturday night game. That's where you lost it. That's where you lost the series or lost the weekend. It's just, when you're playing in postseason play. And the little things are already so important in the game of baseball. But you're playing in postseason play, and those little things are amplified even more so. Everything we talk about, right? It's all amplified. And, you just had some deficiencies that were amplified this weekend. Bottom line, the things you just can't get away with. And what happens is your hitting is so inconsistent. It is so hit or miss that you are putting the pressure on your pitchers to be perfect, literally perfect. I mean, people are literally complaining about Thomas Farr. And I'm like, guys, he shoved. You're asking him to be perfect. You're asking Skylar Meade to be perfect. That's not the issue. The issue is you got to score more than one run. Bottom line, you got to. And I kept waiting around for us all weekend to get that big knock, that big home run. And it just never happened. And it's unfortunate, but it just never happened. You know what I mean? You never got that big hit. So, yeah, great Bisbee. Can't leave 7 on base versus good teams. Yeah, I mean, you left 20 on base all weekend. You struck out 35 times, and you lost by a combined 3 runs. I mean, it's just, we know what happened, man. We know what happened. So, Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls. You also can text that number if you like. I know Skyland called a little bit earlier. Skyland, if you want to call back, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to call back. See, here's what happens, though, guys. And you know what? I'm going to talk about this. I'm probably going to make this a piece of content, too. But I'm going to talk about this because I have seen people today, this morning, comparing Mark Kingston's record, okay, so far through 4 years, 3 seasons, by the way, comparing Mark Kingston's record to that of Chad Holbrook's. And people think they are making some genius argument like, oh, look how bad Kingston is. Like, look at his record. Guys, I'm going to blow your mind right now. I'm going to piss some of you off, and you know what? That's totally fine. But you know what that argument tells me more than people think they're trying to make the point of Mark Kingston's bad. No, you're just making the point that Chad Holbrook wasn't nearly as bad as fans made him out to be. I mean, was it perfect? No, it was not. It was not perfect at all. But the bigger problem with Chad Holbrook is that he followed up Ray Tanner. And fans think Omaha is a birthright and not a privilege to go there. So it wouldn't have mattered if you hired Kevin O'Sullivan, if you hired Chad Holbrook, if you hired Mark Kingston. Nothing was going to be good enough for South Carolina. And I love the people on social media that I keep seeing saying, oh, you know, you can't compare him because Chad Holbrook drove the program into the ground. Drove the program into – guys, I know that 17 team did not make the postseason. They fell short of expectations. I get it. They had tons of injuries that derailed their year, was not their season. And I totally understand. You missed the postseason 2 out of 3 years in Columbia. A change was made, needed to be made. I totally get it. But look at that 17 team, guys. Look at that 2017 team and all the talent they had. Guys like Will Crow, he's in the big leagues. Clark Schmidt, he's in the big leagues. Adam Hill in the minors. Tyler Johnson, close to the big leagues. Alex Destino, guys that I'm forgetting. Like, to say that Chad Holbrook drove the program into the ground, it's a brain-dead take is what it is. It's a brain-dead take. It is. It is a brain-dead take. It's a spoiled fan take. It is. I mean, I don't want to spend all day today arguing about Chad Holbrook, but, like, people really think they are doing something comparing those two guys. They really think they're doing something comparing the records. And I'm like, no, if anything, what this is showing is that y'all are absolutely ridiculous for the constant shots. I'm not saying Chad Holbrook is some All-American coach, but people keep wanting the next head coach to be Ray Tanner. And guys, there's only one Ray Tanner. That's it. People think every year should be 2010 to 2012. And guys, 2010 to 2012 is probably never going to happen again. I am not saying lower expectations. That is not what I am saying. I love the high expectations. We know what the standard here is. This is the one sport realistically we have on campus outside of Dawn Staley's program. I want to give her her respect. But this is the one program we have on campus of the Big Three that has true championship expectations and aspirations. I love that. Don't lower the expectations. You know, like Mark Kingston said, we had a solid year. We didn't have a great year by any stretch. We expect to win regionals, especially when they're at home. We expect to go to supers, and we expect to get to Omaha. And that's a great thing. That's awesome. But these people that are like, and especially again, fire Mark Kingston. What in the world does firing Kingston in his 4th season? He's had 3 full seasons. Guys, let's say you do fire him. I hope Ritter's, I don't know, maybe Ritter's in here. Whatever. Let's say you fire Mark Kingston. Okay? Then what? What does that solve for you? Because guess what? You're not going to be able to hire a coach worth a damn because nobody's going to want to come here. Because they're going to look at Mark Kingston and say, well, damn, he didn't really do that bad. I mean, you know, made the postseason 2 out of his 3 seasons. The other one was snake bitten by injuries. Who's going to want to come here? I mean, you just insane. And that's not me saying we couldn't go get anybody we wanted, but I'm just saying, guys, like, you're setting the bar so incredibly high. Nobody's going to want to come under that. Now, hey, we missed the postseason next year. I'll have some serious concerns because missing the postseason should never be accepted. But guys, we didn't. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just not outraged because the season went basically exactly how I expected. I mean, we hit the exact number I picked. I picked 16-14 in SEC play. By God, we went 16-14 in SEC play. I picked us to be a super regional team. I mean, it's not like we were that far off from that. I didn't think we were an Omaha ball club this year. We're still missing a couple of pieces. That's okay, but we are. We're missing a couple pieces. We're a couple hitters away. But it's not like we're just astronomically like, we're not Clemson. We're not where Clemson is. Where, I mean, they went worse than 500. Worse than 500. So we're not there. We're not at that point. And in a normal season, normal schedule where you play 2 midweek games a week, it's probably a 40-win ball club, honestly. And Taylor says it's going to get worse. That's fine. I mean, you can believe that. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. Obviously, I'm not gonna fight you on it. That's totally fine. You're entitled to your opinion. If you think Kingston's a bum, hey. Here's the thing, guys. I don't get worked up about it because it's going to play itself out. Either the Carolina job is not the Carolina baseball job is not like the football job. It's not like the basketball job where, in basketball, oh my God, in basketball, people are raising hell because we're questioning Frank Martin's job status in year 9 for not making the tournament. Meanwhile, people want Kingston fired in year 4. It's not like that where it's like, well, where there's all this gray area. And then football, you win 6 games a year and they want to put a statue out of you outside of Williams-Brice. Baseball, hey, the standard's the standard. You don't win championships, you're going to get fired. That's it. If we don't make the postseason next year, Mark Kingston's seat will be scorching hot. And that's in year 5. So it'll play itself out. Bottom line, it will play itself out. But anybody saying, hey, fire Kingston right now, what does that solve? What does that solve? It solves nothing. So, I mean, it's an exhausting conversation, honestly, because I don't like to be that guy that's like, oh, I played the game, I know more than you. But most of the people that say fire Kingston, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't even know what the fuck a baseball is. They don't know anything about the game. They have no clue. And I'm not trying to be sunshine pumper or like, dude, you want to say fire Kingston? Okay, give me some actual real reasons and real things of how firing him will improve things. Because nobody does that. Nobody does that. They just say he's not Ray Tanner. Well, no kidding, he's not Ray Tanner. Nobody's going to be Ray Tanner. Kevin O'Sullivan wouldn't be Ray Tanner. Look what just happened to Florida. I mean, it's absurd, man. It's just absurd. These fire Kingston people are just so, which is, again, I said this on social media, but the irony of the fact that I've gone from being the guy that was fire Muschamp, people labeled me as I just want every coach at USC fired. And now I'm sitting here defending Kingston at every turn. I'm defending him at every turn. Robbie Davis, texts in. Someone had to win, someone had to lose yesterday. It turns out we're the ones that last yesterday plan. Simple, someone had to lose, or plain and simple, he said someone had to win, someone had to lose. It turned out to be us, and I have a lot of respect for Coach Kingston. Like I say all the time, I love your show because you keep it real no matter what. Robbie Davis. I mean, dude, yeah, again, I'm still a Kingston guy. Like I said, man, it's going to play itself out. He's either going to win enough to keep his job or he's not. So again, there's no gray area in this thing like basketball and football, and that's all due respect to those programs. But, hey, this program has real championship aspirations. So, I get it. You love it. We love the pressure. We love that. Again, I'm not saying it's if you're upset, disappointed, you want to be critical of Mark Kingston, the approaches, the hitting, that is fair game. I mean, please hold those people accountable. They're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to coach baseball. Right? Here, you know what? Here's also the problem. And Ritter's a great example of this. And I hate to just keep like pinning this on Ritter. Ritter, it's all love. But I mean, he just is. He's a great, perfect example. Because every time we lose a game, every time, Adam Ritter's in the comments. Who do we blame for this? Who should be blamed? Is it the players? Is it the coaches? Bro, sometimes listen to me. Try to comprehend what I'm about to say. Okay? Try to process it. Use your brain. Sometimes, especially in the game of baseball, you see it in all sports though. Sometimes you are well prepared. Sometimes you make the right call. Sometimes you throw the right pitch. Sometimes you are ready to go. Coaching is good. You play well. And sometimes you just get beat. And sometimes you lose. But see, fans cannot wrap their head around that. If you lose, somebody has to be blamed. We got to pin the blame on someone. And that's just not always the case. It's just not always the case. You know? Hey, South Carolina, 2012, football, went to LSU and lost by what, 2-3 points? You just got beat. It's nobody should be fired for that. No player should be sat on the bench. You gave your best, they gave their best, and guess what? Their best was better than your best on that day. That's it. I'm not sitting here telling you guys that we should hang a banner for going 34-23 this year and hosting a regional. No, we shouldn't. I'm not saying that. But to say firing Kingston's the answer to fixing things is lunacy, bro. And the people too, here's the other thing. People don't understand how recruiting in baseball works. Guys, these kids that next year is going to be Kingston's first actual full class because recruiting starts so astronomically early in baseball. It's insane how early it starts. So Kingston might turn out to be a complete bum. I mean, he really might. I don't know. But what are you going to do? Fire him and start the process all over again? You're going to lose your entire class for next year that actually has hitters in it? I mean, people just want to bitch. Let's call it what it is. People want to bitch. They just want to bitch. Totally fine. At least just admit that. Admit you just want to bitch. I mean, do you want to go down the list of commits right now? 2021 baseball commitments. Catcher Cole Messina from Somerville, who I've met. Cole's a great kid, 6 foot, 215. Aiden Hunter from Somerville, pitcher, 6'4", 195. And you know what's funny? You look at when these guys committed, bro. Cole Messina committed July the 2nd of 2018, guys. Most of these guys committed in 18 and 19. Some more recent, but a lot a while ago. Michael Braswell, shortstop, 6'2", 280. Vitas Valanusis, I don't know how to say his name. First baseman, 6'4", 240. Cooper Kinney, 6'2", 195, third baseman. Talmadge Lecroy, 6'2", 190, catcher. I'm going to go just down because we got some pitchers coming. I'm going to go down the position players. Darion Pendergrass from Hartsville, 5'10", 160, center fielder. Thad Ector, really highly regarded prospect. I've seen this kid a lot on social media. Thaddeus Ector from Fayetteville, Georgia, 6'1", 185, left fielder, outfielder, whatever. Elijah Lambro, center fielder, 6'2", 195. Evan Stone from Dutch Fork, outfielder. Wilson Galvin, outfielder. So there's guys coming in. There are guys coming in. Just because Adam Ritter doesn't know who our recruits are, don't mean they're no good. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Oh my God. Taylor says, I like Kingston, but he makes a lot of dumb coaching mistakes. Saturday's game felt like they were playing to lose. Which ones? Don't just say that. Which ones? Let's point them out. Let's talk about them. Which ones? Please, don't just say that. Which ones? Which ones? Coach Novinger, tell me which ones. Just tell me which ones. Cody Gaskins says, if we can hit the ball, this is an easily an Omaha team. Just shows you how close we are getting back to the expectations we all want, which is Omaha every single year. And guys, guess what? I love the expectations, but how many teams right now are making Omaha every single year? How many? People, that's what I'm saying. People think getting Omaha is just like easy. It's whatever. Bro, it's not. And I'm not saying we shouldn't expect it, but it is not. It is actually very difficult. It's very difficult. Brian Dean, if you lose, you fix what is broken, get better. That simple. I agree. Hey, if the hitting is dog shit next year too, then by all means, I will have major concerns and I will be upset. Not gonna lie. Then I'll start to question Mark Kingston. Then I'll start to question what's going on. Hey, what's wrong with the approaches? What's wrong with the mentality? Mechanically. Well, Taylor, I'll tell you this. Taylor says Kingston doesn't be fired, but his coaching decisions in game situations like a high school coach. Well, he's making $600,000 to coach baseball, so I don't know. He says not bunting that Tennessee game. I mean, he makes dumb decisions. Those are comments. Taylor, you said Saturday's game. Give me Saturday's game. Leaving in far. I mean, dude, you got to hit. I think the decision. I think the decision to leave, and a lot of you want to get on him for that. I mean, you can coach the situation, and then sometimes you just got to go let guys play. Would I have pulled for? Probably. But you know what? They left their guy in for 130 pitches too, and just so you trust your guys are going to get you another run. Like I said, you're making the margin for error so unbelievably small that we're talking about a decision like that to leave him in. So listen, and it's fair. That's a fair criticism, though. I would have pulled Farr too. You know why? Because Thomas Farr did his job, and it's not fair that he got the L in that game. It's just not fair. It's not fair that he got the L, that he's credited for that L. It's not fair to me. Taylor says, why wasn't Brandon Jordan not starting Saturday? You're kidding me, right? You're joking. You're literally joking asking me that. He didn't start because Thomas Farr was our best option. How can you even question that decision now? How can you even question that decision? Sean O'Brien, Nick Muse's couch coach's comment is really coming to fruition. I actually ran into Nick at the tailgate. Awesome dude. Awesome kid. We ran into we had a bunch of them. You'll see it in the vlog this week. It was Nick Muse, Luke Doty, EJ Jenkins, and Jason Brown all slid by the tailgate. Really, really, really awesome guys, man. Awesome guys. And like I said, hey, I'm not even trying to get on you, Coach Novinger. I totally get it. Listen, you lose games, you lose 2-1. Every little decision is dissected. Hey, there were some decisions in that Friday Virginia game, but guess what? We won the ball game. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So, like I said after that loss Saturday night, that was a great ball game, but they're not so great ball games when you lose them. You know what I mean? So I get it. It's more than fair. Like I said, hold the people accountable that are getting paid to coach. But I look at that move Saturday night, leaving Thomas Farr in. Sometimes you just want to let your guys battle it out and see what happens. You can overcoach the situation at times. I think coaches sometimes they overcoach. It's like, hey, he's facing some adversity. Let him see if he can battle out of it. Let's just see. No disrespect to Farr. I just thought Jordan was the better option. At no point this season was Brandon Jordan a better option than Thomas Farr. And I think that's something, too, that fans can't seem to grasp. But at no point this season was Brandon Jordan. And that's all due respect to Brandon. But that's more of I think people were far too harsh on Thomas Farr this year. I just, bottom line. So, You know, again, you know, I understand coaches and coaching and how important it is, but again, sometimes it's you just got to let kids go out and play, man. You got to let them go play. Let players play. Let players try to make plays. Let players try to win ball games. I mean, sure, you could have ripped far out there, but at some point, man, just let them go play. Just let the guys go play. That's it. So, yeah, I was surprised we didn't see Andy Peters. I was. Billy Vincent said, "Hey, Chris, hope you and your family are doing well. I'd like to take the family to College Station this year for the Cox A&M game. Do you know if the Gamecock Club or Alumni Association will be offering any travel packages?" Billy, I'll be honest, I have no idea. That's something that'd be kind of I would call the Gamecock Club because I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Guys, before we go any further, I do want to tell you about our friends at Flex Squad Fitness because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. And CJ Profit, the man behind it all, guys, he's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. And the reason he's so good at what he does is because he's literally been there, done that. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training that he currently does at the gym. And guys, at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And again, guys, like I said, he's been there. He's done that. He's gone through the physical grind, the mental grind. He knows exactly what you're going through, and he's going to be there for you every single step of the way, putting together custom workout plans, nutrition plans, everything that you need to be successful. Guys, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish that you did it sooner. And guys, right now they offer a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. You are going to get your first month free. Again, guys, it's a no-brainer if you're in Columbia, Chapin, or the state of South Carolina, and you're looking to start your fitness journey. Look no further than our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Again, guys, that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Again, guys, really quick, I do want to say thank you all so much for the love and support over the course of this baseball season, rocking with the content, supporting the content, sharing content, showing love to the content. I truly do appreciate it. Also, all those who swung by the tailgate on Saturday and every Gamecock that we interacted with, that I interacted with over the weekend, thank you guys so much. It was even though the result wasn't what we desired, it was an incredible weekend. I mean, a weekend out of a dream, guys. Honestly, it was unreal. It was unreal. The tailgate was incredible. The atmosphere Saturday night was second to none. I mean, it makes me think, man, how crazy is Willie B going to be? So thank you guys so much, man. Seriously, thank you all for making baseball season a huge success. This being my first full season covering Carolina baseball, living in Columbia, doing TSUS full-time because, of course, last year was going to be the first one, and it got ripped away due to COVID. Man, I'd take this season 100 times over again, comparing to last year. And just how can you not have perspective, right? I've said that many times, but how can you not have perspective after last season? So, again, guys, thank you all so much, like I said, for supporting the content. I mean, there's a lot of people that are I should say, media entities and teams out there that, if you were making content around their baseball or their baseball program, fans might not care, right? Fans just might simply not care about baseball and what's going on. And the Gamecock fan base, I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Our fans love baseball. They support baseball. And like I said, I truly appreciate the love and support for the content, man. You guys made this baseball season just a massive, massive success. A massive success. So I really, truly do appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Let's see. Savannah Webster says, I'm not on fire, Kingston, but I will say it's not always about wins and losses. Sometimes how you lose is what matters. And it's probably what people are seeing. I mean, again, Savannah, yeah, it's obviously it's obvious what needs to be fixed. The hitting. I mean, we all get that. The hitting's got to be fixed. I'm not sitting here saying don't hold people accountable and don't be critical and don't clamor for more. That's not what I'm saying. But, we couldn't hit this year, just fire Kingston. It's like, how in the world is that going to solve it? You know what I mean? Yeah, we got to improve at the plate next year. We've got to improve at the plate. There's no question. because you look at the stats from this year. Statistically, we ranked 13th out of 14 teams in hitting. We hit 246 as a ball club. That's not good enough. Just simply not good enough, right? It's not good enough. The goal should be to hit 275 or better next year. Really. And we were third in ERA, 3.8. I mean, just for comparison. Just for comparison, guys. These are the top 5 teams in ERA this year. Okay, you ready? These are the top 5 teams in ERA. Okay. Tennessee, Vandy, South Carolina, Arkansas, Mississippi State. Tennessee has a 3.42, Vandy with a 3.47, Carolina with a 3.8, Arkansas with a 3.8. We have the same exact ERA as Arkansas, by the way, and then Mississippi State with a 3.85. South Carolina won 34 games. Those other 4 teams won 48, 43, 48, and 42 games. There you go. Obviously, pitching wasn't the issue. If we had pitching, we'd be right there where they are with win totals. That's it. So, you got to hit better. There's no question. Young Gamer says, I think recruiting in baseball is overrated. Hence to why you see so many small schools doing better than schools you would think would be good. I don't think it's overrated, Young Gamer. I think I think there's just so much parity in the game. I mean, it's just, that's why baseball is the best, the parity. Jacob Rogers, the pitching was awesome. The bats just could never get going, and pitching isn't going to get you wins. See, I disagree. I think pitching will get you wins, but you got to be able to swing it to some degree. You got to be able to swing it. Justin Martin, I'm ready for South Carolina football. We're going to give Shane Beamer some time. He's going to get this program right. I agree. Have patience, but I agree with you. That leads me to this, guys. Quick content update. So I don't know if people are expecting me to just fade away for the next 2 months or what the deal is, but no, we're still, just because baseball season's over doesn't mean I'm going anywhere, obviously. The content doesn't sleep. We don't stop. So here's the layout. Here's the overview. Here's the quick look at what we'll be doing. So this week, you can expect 5 podcasts and 5 TDC. It's a normal week. We are running the Daily Crow and the podcast as normal this week. So 5 shows this week. Of course, today's show, which if you haven't listened to it, go listen to episode 459. No guest on today's show, by the way, because I wanted today's show, and obviously Thursday's a lot. Really, this was just all baseball. I wanted to lock in on baseball, and due to time constraints and trying to schedule, I was like, you know what? Let's just lock in on the baseball side of things. So I did that. So today's show, really good show, episode 459, talking, of course, everything that happened in the Columbia Regional, everything that happened over the weekend of the season coming to a close. I will say guest interviews will return on Thursday, so do not fret. But so today's show, episode 459, talking everything from over the weekend. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, we will be doing the 2021 opponent preview series. Will roll on. Tomorrow's show, full breakdown of Kentucky. Wednesday's show will be a full breakdown of who we play after Kentucky. I think Troy. And then Friday's show will be a full breakdown of Tennessee. Thursday's show will be our big show, and it's going to be a full season review / recap of Carolina baseball and award show. And I will talk about everything from the season, the good, the bad, the ugly, what needs to be fixed, top moments, everything. We'll hand out awards, all that good stuff. So that'll be Thursdays. And like I said, Fridays will be opponent preview, right? Daily Crow will roll on as normal this week, taking your questions, comments, all that good stuff. Starting next week, drum roll. Some of you may hate this news. Some of you may like it. I don't know. But some of you may hate this news. Starting next week is when we will scale back from 5 podcasts a week to just 2, Monday, Thursday. Okay? So, and again, of course, the reason I'm doing that, I think you guys understand. I mean, there's just simply not enough going on to justify 5 podcasts in a week. Okay? Now, as far as the Daily Crow, I have not made up my mind in regards to, do we want to continue to go 5 times a week? I mean, again, there's not a ton going on, but at the same time, this is a Q&A show. So you guys are really what make this thing go in regards to this show. I mean, I remember when I started this, and I literally said, I don't just want to come on here and just ramble for an hour. I want to answer questions. So I think that the Daily Crow is, we're not just going to like not do the Daily Crow for like a month or anything. Like the Daily Crow is not going to necessarily go anywhere, but I can't promise we're going to do it 5 times per week necessarily. So you guys just stay with me. Stay with me. I will keep you updated. Now, with that being said, there's going to be some new content coming out. I don't think maybe starting this week. I don't know. But definitely starting next week, South Carolina Dynasty on NCAA 14, which I know some of you will be thrilled to hear. That will get rolling at latest next week. That content will return. And like I said, the podcast is going to be 2 times a week. We're going to go through the opponent preview series, continue to break down the Gamecocks 2021 football opponents. It's all preseason football content from here on out. So, and I mean, of course, the schedule's subject to change. If there's something that pops up that happens that we need to do an emergency podcast or whatever, so be it. That's the beauty of it. We're flexible here. But, the show will scale back just a little bit starting next week. 2 podcasts a week instead of 5. Like I said, guys, there's just simply not enough going on to justify 5 shows per week. We will do that to the end of June. And then that week of July 4th, off totally. No shows, no live, no nothing. Like I said, I'm going down to Tampa. I'm taking a vacation before the madness of football gets going, because that next week we will be giving our game-by-game season predictions for Carolina football. And then, of course, that next week, July 19th, is SEC Media Days. And from there, we're rolling, doing offense preview, defense preview, special teams, position unit previews. And I mean, from that, we're rolling. We're rolling at that point. Let's see. Robbie Davis, I hope you have a great week. Hope your family is doing well. Robbie, thank you, sir. I hope you have a great week as well. But again, I'm going to continue to make content. The countdown's going to continue to roll on. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. But just in regards to the podcast, guys, like I said, that's the big thing that'll scale back starting next week, going from 5 shows a week to 2 shows a week. And we'll be at 2 shows a week until we get to the week of kickoff, and then we'll return to the 5 shows in a week. Now, the Daily Crow, like I said, that's something, I mean, we might keep going 5 days a week. We will certainly be 5 days a week, and the show will expand. I'm planning probably starting the beginning of August. We will expand from the 1-hour shows. The Daily Crow will eventually become 2 hours, 12 to 2. Instead of 12 to 1. So, again, there's a lot of moving pieces here. I just want to give you guys somewhat of an update. We are going to start scaling back a little bit next week. But, hey, the days where we don't have podcasts, there are other pieces of content we can make. Again, we're going to do the South Carolina Dynasty. There's going to be plenty going on. So, no need to fear. No need to worry. You guys know I'm not going anywhere. I love making content. But just on the actual podcast side of things, there might – you know what? It's going to be a lot of fun, because it's going to give us opportunities to try out and experiment with other content and just see what we like. See what we don't like, see what you guys like. So again, we're going to go through this together. We're going to experience the off season together. Because like I told you guys, there is no off season. There's no off season in Columbia, man, which I love. And Taylor says, hey, going to have a lot of football commits soon. You're right. Hey, recruiting's rolling. Man. Football's on. The countdown is on. 89 days. So, and like I said, the NCAA 14 simulations, Dynasty, a lot of fun stuff upcoming. It's going to be a really, really fun off season. I should say preseason. It's going to be a fun preseason. But again, just want to keep you guys in the loop of what's happening. But hey, full week this week. Feels good to be back in the studio. Feels good to be back to the normal daily routine, if you will. Like I said, go listen to the podcast this morning. Check it out if you haven't. Episode 459, breaking down everything from the weekend. And, stay tuned. Like I said, guys, all the content, absolutely rolling content still. As always, bleeding out the eyeballs. Again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Monday. We will talk to you tomorrow.